Family, welcome back to the Royal Sussex Squad, the place where truth comes first, where Harry and Meghan are celebrated for their courage, their love, and their refusal to bow down to the relentless smear machine that is the British press and palace PR machine. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we are not about to let the lies win. And for those who've been riding with us, thank you for keeping this community strong. Now, let's talk about this so-called report that Page 6 and the Daily Mail have been gleefully running with. They're trying to paint a picture of King Charles and Prince William as the most united father-son duo in the monarchy's history, holding hands, skipping through the meadows, while poor Harry is painted as the outcast banging at the gates of Buckingham Palace, begging to be let in. But family, we need to unpack this carefully, because once again we're seeing a carefully manufactured narrative designed to pit Harry against his own blood, while shielding William and Charles from any accountability. According to these palace sources, and we all know what palace sources means, it's code for courtiers and tabloid-friendly PR mouthpieces. Charles and William are in lockstep. Apparently their relationship is stronger than ever, while Harry's attempts to reconcile with his father are supposedly awkward, formal, and sabotaged by his own mistrust. The spin is so transparent, it's insulting. Let's start with the supposed meeting between Harry and King Charles. Harry flew thousands of miles from California to the UK to spend time with his father, a man battling cancer, a man he loves despite all the toxicity that surrounds him. Reports confirm there were hugs, tears, and real emotion. People who were actually present described the meeting as warm and heartfelt. Harry himself shut down the lies. His spokesperson went on record saying that the claims about a stiff, cold, official visitor-type meeting were categorically false. That should have been the end of it. But instead, the palace PR machine swung into action, feeding false stories to tabloids that Harry supposedly exaggerated, that he handed Charles a photo with Meghan in it to cause trouble, that he felt sidelined. Family, what does that tell you? It tells you there are people inside the palace, courtiers, aides, so-called sources, who do not want reconciliation. They don't want Harry and Charles to build a bridge. They don't want the truth of that warm reunion to reach the public, because it destroys the narrative of Harry as an outsider who abandoned his family. So what do? They twist it. They muddy the waters. They leak half-truths and outright lies, just like they've been doing since Meghan entered that family in 2016. And notice something else here. Whenever Harry and Meghan have a positive, genuine moment, whether it's Meghan launching her brand successfully, or Harry winning legal cases against the tabloids, or Harry and Charles sharing a warm reunion, the press immediately rushes out a counter-narrative. They do it to diminish the positivity. That's exactly what's happening now. Harry shares hugs and tears with his father. Suddenly we get a flurry of stories about Charles and William being the real dynamic duo, stronger than ever, as though to erase Harry's presence and remind the public that William is the heir and Harry is expendable. But let's break down the contradictions. The so-called insider admits that Charles and William have occasional personal and competitive tensions. Well, doesn't that sound familiar? Because wasn't Harry dragged through the mud for years for supposedly being jealous of William, in competition with William, resentful of William? But now, suddenly, when it's Charles and William, those same tensions are painted as normal and even charming. Double standards much? Here's the reality. Harry has been very clear. He has said he is open to reconciliation. He has flown across the Atlantic at his own expense, time and again, to see his father. He has made overtures, expressed love, and even, as recent reports say, shed tears in private with King Charles. That's a son reaching out. That's a man putting family above pride. That's Harry showing strength of character. Meanwhile, what is William doing? We're told he has a persistent lack of trust toward Meghan. Translation: William refuses to let go of his bitterness, his jealousy, and his refusal to accept Meghan as part of Harry's life. William has dug his heels in, refusing to heal a rift, and instead choosing to hide behind palace PR that paints him as the loyal son, while Harry is the scapegoat. And family, let's not forget, William is the same brother Harry wrote about in Spare, the same brother who physically attacked him, the same brother who sat silent while Meghan was torn apart by the press. Now, palace insiders want us to believe that William is in lockstep with his father, united in vision, while Harry is left out. But what kind of vision is that? A vision where you sacrifice family bonds for optics, a vision where you treat your own brother as collateral damage. That is not strength. That is weakness dressed up as leadership. Now, let's talk about Meghan, because, make no mistake, she is at the heart of this. Every time William's supposed mistrust is mentioned, it's tied to Meghan. They still want to frame Meghan as the divisive one, the outsider, the reason for all the cracks in this family. But let's be clear, Meghan has done nothing but love her husband, raise her children, and try to protect her family from relentless lies. She was scapegoated by the British press, thrown under the bus by courtiers, and hung out to dry by the very institution that should have protected her. William's mistrust isn't about Meghan. It's about his inability to accept that Harry chose love, authenticity, and freedom over a gilded cage. This is why it's so important that we continue to call out these manipulations. Because every single time Harry makes progress, every single time Charles and Harry take steps toward reconciliation, palace insiders rush to undermine it. They want the public to believe that William and Charles are the future, united and strong, while Harry is a problematic afterthought. But the truth is, Harry has shown more humanity, more honesty, and more courage than the entire institution combined. And family, this isn't just about gossip columns, this is about legacy. History will look back and see that Harry was the one who told the truth, who fought for his family, who stood against racism and abuse, and who refused to let the crown silence him. Meghan will be remembered as the woman who survived one of the most brutal smear campaigns in modern times and still stood tall. Meanwhile, those hiding behind palace sources and PR leaks will be remembered as cowards who put image above family. So, to wrap this up, don't buy into the spin. Harry and Charles shared a genuine moment. They are father and son. No amount of palace PR can erase that bond. William can try to posture, courtiers can try to sabotage, tabloids can try to twist, but the truth will always shine through. Harry has always been, and will always be, the heart of that family. Where Prince William and King Charles III stand as Harry attempts to reconcile with father, report King Charles III and his elder son, Prince William's relationship is stronger than ever, as the monarch's younger son, Prince Harry, attempts to reconcile with his dad. A royal source shut down claims that the monarch and the Prince of Wales have tension due to reports that Harry's 4-day trip to the UK could be a new working model for him to rejoin the royal family part-time. It's evident there's an attempt to manufacture division between them, when in reality no such rift exists. the insider told the Daily Mail. In truth, their relationship is as strong as ever. They are aligned in their work, with many areas of shared interest, and united in their vision for the role of the royal family, the source added. The insider added that William, 43, and his father, 76, speak regularly, and they are in absolute lockstep about the future of the monarchy and the good it can do this country. A second source claimed the dad of 3 and Charles have occasional personal and competitive tensions, which is normal for many father-son relationships. Both are very driven individuals and have very similar interests, such as the environment, conservation, the military, and helping deprived communities. However, they are also going about supporting them in quite different ways, the insider continued. Does that sometimes bring them into competition with one another? Yes, to be fair, it does. But ultimately, they have the same goal, to make life better for the people of this country. The funny thing is that if they met as strangers at a dinner party, they would find they had so much in common and were such natural bedfellows that they would be talking until 3 a.m. Page 6 has reached out to Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace for comment, but did not immediately hear back. Earlier this month, Harry, 41, met with his estranged father, Charles, in the UK. The Netflix star and his dad had not met up in person since February 2024, when the monarch announced that he had been diagnosed with cancer. Page 6 learned that the Invictus Games founder was spotted arriving at the King's London home, Clarence House, for a private tea. We're told Charles and Harry chatted for just shy of an hour. A source told Us Weekly that there were reportedly hugs and tears, and the mood was genuine and positive. They shared a long hug when they first saw each other. Harry started crying, and it was very emotional for both of them. They really missed each other, the insider claimed. Over the weekend, Harry slammed reports that his reunion with Charles was distinctly formal and left him feeling more like an official visitor than family. Recent reporting of the Duke's view of the tone of the meeting is categorically false, Harry's spokesperson told Page 6. The quotes attributed to him are pure invention fed, one can only assume, by sources intent on sabotaging any reconciliation between father and son. Presumably, those same sources have also chosen to disclose that gifts were exchanged. Harry's spokesperson also slammed reports that he gave Charles a photo that included his wife, Meghan Markle. While we would have preferred such details to remain private, for the sake of clarity, we can confirm that a framed photograph was handed over. However, the image did not contain the Duke and Duchess, they added. A day later, a report surfaced that the royal family was saddened and perplexed, that Harry believed courtiers were trying to sabotage his relationship with Charles. The reality is that senior aides have been working behind the scenes to improve what is a delicate but important private family relationship, a royal source told the Sunday Times. Harry has had a strained relationship with his brother and their dad since the Invictus Games founder quit the royal family in 2020 and moved to North America with Markle. Things got worse between the relatives when Harry and the Suits alum, 44, accused the royal family of racism and released a Netflix series about their issues. Then, in January 2023, Harry dropped his bombshell memoir, Spare, in which he alleged that William physically attacked him over Markle. In May, Harry said he was willing to reconcile with his family. However, William is reportedly reluctant to amend his relationship with his younger brother due to the future king's persistent lack of trust toward Markle. And on that note, family, Let's keep supporting Harry and Meghan, because the lies aren't slowing down, but neither is our truth. Make sure you're subscribed to the Royal Sussex Squad so you never miss an episode where we set the record straight. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can always show love through super thanks. Every contribution helps us keep exposing the truth and celebrating the Sussexes. Until next time, stay blessed, stay bold, and keep shining a light on the truth. Squad, we ride together.